Hello, welcome to this new video. In today's video, we will be studying Unit 4, which is strings. We have completed till now Unit 1, 2 and 3. We have discussed basics of Python programming. Then we discussed what is conditionals and iteratives. Then we discussed how to create function, what is recursion and all such things. So let's extend our discussion today to a new phase, and in this phase we will study types of data types, starting with string. So in string we will be learning string in a compound data type, length, string traversal, string slices, comparison, find, function, looping and counting. So let's start our discussion. So let me open VS Code as well. So let's start our discussion. So let me explain you in a basic manner what is a string. So a string is a immutable data type. So which is sequence of characters. So anything, so let's forget the formal definition and let me explain in my manner. So anything, whatever you will write within quotes, either single quote or double quote or triple quote, that will be a string. Single quote A, that is a string. Double quote A, that is a string. Triple quote A, that is also a string. All three of them are strings. So how will I show that? Let me print the data type of all of them. Print. So we are getting class string, string and string. So simple definition, simple way to understand what is a string. Anything enclosed in quotation mark is a string. Either single quote or double quote. This is single quotation mark in which there is only one, and this is double quotation mark because there are two quotes. I hope you are clear with this. You can definitely see this. This is one form of string. Second form is whenever you will write the string function and inside str function, anything you will write, that will be also a string. So now let's get back to our question. Yeah, discussion, the formal definition. So a string is an immutable data type which is a sequence of character, letter, number, spaces, symbols enclosed in quotation marks. So we have right now understood the quotation mark part. So anything inside quotation mark is a string. We haven't understood the immutable part, that it is written string is immutable data type. So now let me teach you what is mutable and immutable data type. Mutable data type and immutable data type. So mutable data type means the data type in which after you create any object and you can change that very object without changing the memory address of that. And in immutable data type, whenever you create any object and when you update that object, every time a new object will get created, you cannot update the same object. Means you can understand. I will show you how it works. So mutable changing is allowed and the memory address that is remains the same. But in immutable data type, whenever you change the data, a new address is being generated. So basically a new variable or a new object was created. So mutable data type are list, then it's set, and I this to an dictionary as well. Talking about immutable data type, it is our string and tuple. So I hope it is clear to you. And now I hope you are clear with the definition part. So what can be changed is mutable. What cannot be changed is immutable. So in English also mutable means changeable. If something is mutable, that is means the literal meaning of mutable is changeable, and the literal meaning of immutable is non-changeable. Now let me explain you this in a very good manner. So for now we will take only list and string, that's all. So what is list? Although I will be teaching list in the upcoming lessons, if I get a good response in these videos. So right now let me give you a very brief idea. Anything enclosed in square brackets is list. So for example, we have written here square brackets, and now we will write 1, 2 and 3. Did you get 1, 2 and 3? So a list is created. Let me show the data type of this. Print data type A. So you can see a list will be printed, class list. So now let me update this list. So what should I do? Let me change the value of 0 to, so let me change the value to 5. So now for now just understand that list uses indexing. So it is 0 index, first and second. Just understand this very thing. So I will show you. I will just print the list over here. Print A, and now print A. So what I did here, so in 0th index, earlier it was 1, and now I have changed the 0 index with 5. So now it will be 5, then 1 and 2. So we have updated the values of the list. Let me print and show you the same. So 1, 2, 3, and now 5, 2, 3. So you can see. Remember, I had used id function earlier. So what's id function? Let me teach you that as well. So id function will give you the memory address. So memory address or reference address. So any object that we are using in our program, there is a space where it is being saved, and we can know that by using the id function. That will give you the memory address of that object, for example a variable, a string or anything. So let's find out the memory address of this A that we had created earlier. So how will you find out? Print id A. Let me use here f string as f string and memory address is, and then I will print this also, and then I will show you something. So you can see the memory address of list containing 1, 2 and 3 is this 2034717735680. So id will give you an integer value, that is the memory address. Then we had updated our list and we had changed the 0th index to 5. So our new list is 5, 2 and 3. So and we have printed here the memory address of 5, 2, 3 list is the same. So we can see that the memory address is same in this case. Let me show you that. If let's use conditionals that we had learned, memory address of, let us name some variable over here. Earlier id is equals to id a. Okay, and now we will create another variable letter id, means letter the id will be what, letter id. So now we have used to, let me remove unnecessary lines so that it will be easier. So now what I am doing over here, so I am creating a variable named earlier id, and that variable I am storing the id of a, that is before updation, and then I am updating the list, and I am making the zeroth index 5. Earlier the value that zeroth index was holding was 1, and then again I am finding the id of this updated list by using the id function, and I am storing a later id named variable. Now I will make a condition: if later id is equal to earlier id, or earlier id is equal to print true. So if this will be this part will be right, then we will get a true. If both of the id will be same, if both the id will be different, then we will get false. I think this part is having some issue. Let me change. This is too much. If let me work on this. Let me look on this. So here we need to write the print function. And now let's check our result. So it is giving true. So basically the id, that is the memory address before updation and after updation in a list, remains same. So basically it allows that you can update a list even after its creation and the memory address won't be altered. So this is the property of mutable data type. So now let's understand immutable. So immutable is which do not allow the same. So now let's store 1, 2, 3 in our string, and let me print the id of a. Let me print the value of a. And now let me include 4. So what is happening here? A is equals to a plus 4 in quotation. So we are doing the concatenation operation here. So 1, 2, 3 plus 4. When both of them are string, so it will concatenate and it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are performing this task over here. And let me first of all print the values what it is having. So you can see 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's print the IDs, that is memory address of both of them. And you can see that the addresses of both of them is different. You can see the last 3 digits 888 and the last 3 digit of memory address A after updation is 368. So both of them are different. You can check the same using the condition that I thought you, id of A is equal to id of Okay, no, no. We need to store it in a variable first of all. So let's say the variable early, early and late. Let's name our variables early and late. So early is having the memory address before updation and late is having the memory address of a string variable, a variable after updation. So let's check the same if both of them are equal. If early is equal to late, then later, then variable name is late. Print true. Else print false. So let's see what's the output. And we are getting false because the idea of both of them are different. I hope you are clear with this. So while string is immutable data type, because whenever we update a string after its declaration, so its memory address changes. What does this imply? So whenever you change the memory, whenever you update the string, so a different string is created every time. So I hope you are clear with this part. It was quite overwhelming, but I tried my best to teach you. Now let's come and continue our discussion. So creating strings using single quotes, you can create a string using single quotes. For example, here they have created using single quote and the value it is holding is alias. You can do the same using double quotes. So inside quotation, what can you write? So let me explain that part. Inside quotation, you can write anything, whatever you please. So it can be a special character, space, letter, number, anything, or everything is allowed. So similarly, you can use double quotes and you can also use triple quotes for strings. And this is an empty string because nothing is being saved here. So we have been, let me implement, we have already seen this single quote, double quote and triple quote versions. So let's move ahead and let's look at this insight. So deep insight for beginners, let's see what insight it is providing to us. Strings are immutable in Python. Once created, you cannot change individual character. Any operation that modifies a string actually creates a new string. I hope you are clear with this. I explained this very thing just now in a very detailed manner. So what do you mean by immutable? Immutable means after the creation of an object, that object cannot be changed. If you change the object, a new object is created every time. How can you prove that? You can check the memory address of the two objects and you can find that they both are different. So I hope you are clear what's immutable right now. So now let's move forward. And now let's look this part. Let's come to our second topic, that is string as compound data type. So a compound data type is made up of small pieces. String is a sequence of individual characters. So just now I thought you can hold anything whatever you please inside quotations. For example, space, numbers, alphabets, special character like at the rate, or anything whatever you place. So that anything that has a Unicode value can be placed inside a string. So that's the thing that is being written here. And now let's come string indexing. So what do you mean by index? So index basically mean numbers. So let me teach you this in whiteboard. That would be a better manner. So now we are going to learn index in a string. So let's take a string. So let's take A is equals to So A is having the value hello. So what is A having? It is having hello. So A is holding value hello. So how is this hello holded? So there is first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So hello is combination of 5 characters. So in Python, Python follows index. So what is index? So index is a type of method in which every character is given a position. So just by heart two things. Whenever position will be assigned from left hand side, it will start with 0. So and that will be known as forward index. Let me write the same here. Forward index. So that will start from left hand side. So it will go from here to and this part you can see. From left to right. And it starts with 0. So it will start with 0th index. So as there are 5 characters, so 5 boxes will be built. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So first box will hold the index value 0. So in 0, you can see H is stored. Similarly, 2, 3, then 4, and then finally 5. So in first 0, you can see H is stored. In first E, then in second index L, third L, fourth 5. And we can see that this box is empty itself. So we don't require to be honest, because indexing starts from 0, so it will go from 0 to 4, but there will be 5 boxes and indexing always starts from 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there is second method of indexing, that is known as backward indexing. So backward index will start from right hand side, from right to left. And it will start from -1. So start with -1. So these are the two topics. So just now we discussed forward indexing. Now let's discuss backward indexing as well. So we are done with forward indexing now. So now let's start backward indexing. So backward indexing. So backward indexing will start from left. Sorry, backward indexing will start from right as given to left. So this will start from this side and it will go likewise. This will be the flow of index and it will start with the value -1. So as I thought that in a string, consider it is a box over here, and this box will have 5 chambers. Why 5 different chambers? Because it is having 5 characters. So each character will hold one index value. So what I said just now, backward indexing will start from -1, then it will go to -2, then -3, then -4, then -5. I hope you are clear with this part. So every index will hold one character. So -1 is holding O in our case, -2 L, -3 L, -4 E, -5 H. So likewise, each index will hold one character. That character can be a space, a special character like a hashtag or anything, or numbers. Everything is allowed. I hope you are clear with this part now. So let's see what's written over here. So string indexing, every character in a string has an index position number. Just discuss. So position number in this is backward indexing. So it's all up to you whether to use the backward indexing or forward indexing. Python offers both to you. Index starts at 0. This is in the case of forward indexing or 0 based indexing that runs from left to right. Negative indexes starts from the end. Just write a thought you right now. It is starting from the end part and it will go towards the forward part, and it will start from -1. That is the last or backward indexing, whatever you say. Now we have been given here letter Python. Let me show you this. Let me explain this in a very good manner so that you won't have any issue. Let's change hello to Python now. Python. How many how many compartments will our box have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 6? Because there is 6 characters in this string. So let's make our box. Let's make it. So now we are using forward indexing. Again repeating, forward indexing will start from the beginning of the string towards the left, towards right side, so towards end. So this will go this way. It will start from P and go to N. And from which number it will start? From 0. So let's fill our boxes now. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which characters is there in 0th index? P. In first index, it's Y. In second index, it's T. In third index, it's H. In fourth index, it's O. And in fifth, we have N. When this is true in case of forward indexing, that is from left to right. I hope you can see this. From left to right. Whenever you go from left to right. So now let's do these questions. Let me bring the questions there itself. So we have to solve these questions. So let's start with. So you can see that we have been provided some numbers that are whole numbers, while some are integers. Sorry, some are negative numbers. So they are also integers overall, but they are negative and some are positive. So let me ask you one very simple question. Which will have a positive number, that is 0 and positive, which indexing? So the answer for this question is forward. Why forward? Because the indexing starts from 0 and that it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till the last value that our string holds. So whenever you will see a positive number or 0, the index is forward index. And when it is negative number, for example, -1, then it will be a backward index. Why backward? Because negative index starts from -1 itself. So let's solve the positive part only for now, else you will confuse. So we have been provided here print text 0. So text is a variable. Let's change this. So our variable name is now text. So let's now start answering our questions one by one. So at zeroth index, we have what character? Let me erase this as well so that it would be easier. Oh, this two got erased. Let me try to change the text that I had entered here. So there is a little update in this. I think I will need to read through everything. So let's continue with this. So let's start our discussion now. So our first question is asking what is the value at zeroth index, text and 0. That means in the square bracket you will write the index number. So at zeroth index we see p. So the output will be p. The answer will be p. So now in second index, what do you see? There's t. So answer will be t for this. In third index, what will be the answer? If it was their question, it will be h. And for fifth index, it is asking, then the answer will be n. Now I am giving a question and tell me what will be the answer for this. If I write here print text 4. So what will be the answer of this piece of code? So it is first of all you will look which index it is. So it's forward index. Why forward? Because it's a positive number. So it will start from left to right, and you can see the index number that is holding the value 4 is O. So the answer will be O in this case. So now let me explain you negative indexing. We will use the same. So now let's use the same example, and now we will be studying negative index. So Backward indexing will start from right to left. So it will start, as the name suggests, back. So it will start from back, that is the end, and it will go towards the forward part. So it will start from back to forward, and it will start with the number -1. So here n will hold the value -1, then -2, then -3, then -4, then -5, then finally -6. We have done with the index part. So it will start from back and it will go towards forward, and it will start with the value -1. So n will hold -1, o -2 in index -2, the value will be o. In index -3, the value will be h. In -4th index, the value will be t. In -5 index, the value will be y. In -6 index, the value will be t. So now let's solve the questions. So the first question is print text -1. So it is asking the value at -1 index. So at -1 index, what value do we have? At -1, n. The answer will be n. And yes, that's correct. The second question goes like, it is asking the value at -2 index. So at -2 index, we have O. And yes, the answer is correct. Now it is asking the value at -6 index. At -6 index, we have P. And our answer is correct. I hope you are clear with this. So now let's move forward. So again, an insight has been provided for us. Let's go through the insight. Index error happens when you try to access an index that does not exist. So whenever you will try to search for a value, that is search for a character that is beyond the limitation, beyond the limit, that beyond the index limit, it will throw index error and the output will be index out of range, because you are completely throwing different index that is not in range. For example, in our case, if some of you will write here text, let me write print text minus, let me go through forward index, because that's, let me write -8. So is there -8 in this box? So no, there is no -8. So it will throw index error. That's the very thing that's being written here. So always check string length before accessing. So this would be beneficial. You can do so by the len function that I taught you in earlier classes. So now let's go through the string length. That's the len function. Now let's study it in detail. Although we didn't solve any question, let me first of all show you how this works. Let me write. Let me implement the text equals to Python, both through forward and backward indexing. Just give me a moment so that I can make the change in the. So above I have written forward indexing, and in down I have written backward indexing because it is starting with negative number, you can see. So now let me explain this. You can take a snapshot of the same. It's perfect. So here we have taken a variable text as Python. Now let me print the value of text and index 0. So zeroth index, what do we have? The value p. We are having 0p. So answer must be p. Let's check the same. And yes, we are getting p. Now we will find for fifth index. And in fifth index, we are having n. So we must get our answer as n. How n? Let me explain you again. Here we have n. In fifth box, n is there. So let's check our answer. It is n. Now let's go to negative indexing, and negative index, let's start with -2. So in -2, what do we have? We have 0. So let's see, and we are getting 0 itself. Now let's check for -6. -6 is p. Let's check here as well. -6. And we're getting p on. I hope you are clear with this because this is an important topic. This will help you a lot while traversing a string. If you are not clear with your index, you can't do that in a perfect manner. If you are clear with this, then you can smoothly do that part. Therefore, I spent a very lot of time explaining this. So now let's come to string length. So how will you find the length of a string? So using the length function, you can find the length of a string. So length function returns the number of characters in a string. So an example is given here, text. So let me take this example in VS Code. So we have a value named a variable named text, and which is holding hello. So how many characters, means how many total letters are there? So HELLO, 5. So the answer must be 5. Similarly, let's change hello to welcome 2027. So welcome 2027. What did I say? Total number of characters. And if you remember, I have been I have repeated this multiple times that inside quotation you can fill anything you wish. You can fill special character, space, numbers, letters, anything. So it will be how many? Let's count one by one. So first it's W E 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So there is 12 characters. Let's check the same. And yes, we are getting the answer 12 here. So I hope this is clear to you. And similarly, empty will spaces. Now here they have provided an empty string. What's empty string? So string having no characters. So it will be 0. Let's check the same. Now it's your question. Now you have to say me what will be the answer of this. Take a pause and try to guess the answer. So come to the definition. I had said you can put anything whatever you wish, and we have put one character, and what's that? I space. So how many characters it is having? One. And what's that character? That's a space. So it's so we are getting the answer 1. So what is with spaces will be count as characters. Now in this special character count, so everything will be counted as characters. Everything that holds a Unicode will be considered as character. So let's discuss this question now. Here we have taken a variable named special, and which we are storing Python backward slash and n. So total how many characters is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here backward and slash, and this is done for what? It's used for giving a new space. I will show the same to you if you want. Print special, and then I will uh, so it will already create a space. So let me write here itself. Let me use a F string, that would be better. Special. So you can check. Let me comment out this line program. So you are getting Python and it's high in different line. Why you are getting so? Because backslash and is used to create a new line. So what happened here? So Python basically was wrote here, and then one is enter was pressed. Though we didn't enter, didn't press enter, but backslash and does the same thing. It's for it's a escape sequence character, and backslash n is used to create a new line. So that's what it did. And then we have written high, so high is getting printed in next line. So now getting back to our question, how many characters do this hold? So it holds 7 characters, 6 of Python and 1 the new line. So let's check the same, and yes, we are getting 7. Similarly, if some of you will use slash t over here, then again you will be getting a different answer. So most probably, let's check. We are getting 4. Why 4? Because why 7? Because 6 plus 1 7. Tab is holding 1 character. So we are done with this part, and here they have provided us practical use of the len function. So len function is used to validate password length. For example, whenever you are asked in a website to create a password of at least 8 characters. For example, you will be creating a Gmail password. They ask you to create 10 or 12 characters, or it depends on the website what you are using. So inside in the backend, they will be using the len function. So len is used to calculate the number of characters that we have entered. So now that's all for today. Now we will be discussing this in the next video. Thank you.